Hi, everybody. It's Dennis, the active trend trader. Are you one of the traders who has a difficult time finding great growth stocks to trade every weekend? Well, we've got the answer. Welcome to How to Make Money Trading Stocks and Options. We're going to cover three things. Our panel of expert traders has picked out three top shelf growth stocks that are setting up and ready potentially to trade next week. Number two, an analysis of the indexes showing which ones are strongest, which ones are weakest, and what the potential is for a move next week. And then we'll also cover another trading problem or issue that you may be having, and we'll provide an answer to that will help you, one, maximize your profits and minimize your losses. So let's get into today's session right now. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Dennis Wilburn, the active trend trader. I want to welcome you to the How to Make Money Trading Stocks and Option plus Trading Tips webinar we do every Friday, 2 hours before the market closes. If this is the first time you are here with us, welcome aboard. You know, I want to ask a question of everybody who gets involved, everybody who watches the video. You know, our panel of elite stock pickers, Steve and Anil, I want to ask the question: how much are you willing to invest to become a master trader? One of the things that really, I'm feeling a little bit frosty today, okay? And not angry, not upset or anything like that. I'm just feeling like challenging people. A lot of people I know, they come to Anil, they come to Steve, and they basically, how do I become a good trader? But they are unwilling to make the sacrifices needed and invest in themselves to become a master trader, which takes, one, time to study, and then also money to invest, not just in the stock market, but in getting the training they need. A lot of people believe that, oh, I'm going to get it on the cheap, well, you know, and get it for free. Well, you're not going to learn how to be a great master trader and get it for free. So that's my editorial for today. Steve and Anil, what do you think?
You asking the question regarding how much I'm willing to spend, or the general?
Well, yeah. Are you willing to both? You know, I know both of you are willing to expend both time and money to learn how to trade.
Right.
But what, you know? Yeah. What are you willing to you know, invest?
For me, it's a continual investment. I'm always trying to get a better day by day. You know, I'm trying to become more disciplined, but I'm also looking. I do like to look at different approaches and different techniques and different methodologies for entries, for exits, for managing the overall portfolio. It's a constant. You know, it never.
But you've been willing to pay for courses, right?
In my case, not so, but I regret it. I think I should have spent more money on myself to develop myself than I did.
Okay.
It's taken me a very long time. I would say 12 years, maybe in that kind of a range, to get comfortable with trading size. You know,
okay. So by not investing in education, you basically slowed down your process.
Yeah, I believe so. On the other hand, I think there's a lot of charlatans out there. It's hard to find good advice.
Yeah.
That you pay for.
Now, in my case, I think I've spent lots and lots of time as well as money. For example, I'm a subscriber to MarketSmith and also Chaikin and Wall Street IO, and learning a lot. And takes time to learn all this. It's not easy.
Well, I know both of you also, and then I know both of you also invest into being a premium active trend trading member. You invest your time by participating.
Sure.
So anyway, yeah, I just feel like I said, I'm feeling a little bit frosty. I'm feeling a little bit about challenging, because I was reminded by a quote of Jim Rome. Yeah, now guys, we're going to get into the charts. Don't worry about it. But it just always surprises me how the biggest, you know, 90% of the people who basically want to start trading fail. And I think the reason why they fail is because they're not willing to invest their time and their money in the courses that they need to get. And Jim Rohn has a wonderful quote that I was reading this morning. My wife found this book on Jim Rohn. I don't know if you are familiar with him as an American philosopher, but he says, the guy says, when you work where I work, by the time you get home, it's late. You've got to have a bite to eat, watch a little TV, relax, and get to bed. You can't sit up half the night planning and planning and planning. That same guy is the one who's behind in his car payment because he won't do the planning. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into today's session, what you really come for. And if you do have any comments, say, Dennis, you're full of baloney, you can definitely put that in the comments section, either on YouTube channel and or in the chat box. So what's going on with the market, guys? As we look at, hey, just don't survive, thrive in any market, what we try to do in a very quick order is provide you with a clear and simple system designed for, show you what to buy, where to buy it, when and where to enter, when and where to exit. And every weekend we cover the market index review, then with the stock picks we're going to, be looking at. And all three of us have had a challenge this weekend going into finding stocks to trade. Stock checkup, if we have time for that. I want to really emphasize this. Peter Brandt, a really great trader and also a great teacher. He says, if you don't know precisely what signals is yours, how you will size and manage your position, stop trading. Stop dancing with the, stop, jumping into the fight before you're prepared to fight is the essence of that. And so just a reminder on the disclaimer, traders should always paper trade any new method prior to the risk of their own personal capital. And here's where we're sitting. As I said, took a little bit of a bite first part of this week as the market dove and then rebounded very, very quickly. We are getting into a situation where that is happening almost continuously. Lee Tanner calls it a short and shallow correction. And that's exactly what we've been getting. Let's take a look at what's happening with the indexes. As we see, here's what I'm seeing with the, I think we all talked about this last week, is that we were, kind of cautious. But what's happened this week? We get a pullback down on Monday, a significant sell-off. This was a follow-through sell-off, almost a capitulation kind of sell-off. That we had back down to the moving averages, on the 50-day moving average on the S&P. And then what happened? Pow, rebound. Not a great reversal signal here. A really large, wide range day. But now we've broken out, and we've broken out up here at the, let me blow this up just a little bit. Now we've broken out. So we have a new level of support. If the technicals are going to work on this, we have a new level of support right there at the breakout area. Let me draw that in for you right there. And so we may look for bounces back against that. It was a gap up and then bouncing back above, breaking out of resistance. So now we're back in new highs, and we are basically back in clear sky territory. Where might we look at things slowing down? Well, this is where we use our Fibonacci's. And I'll just grab from low high. This is the simplest way to approach it. Right there. That gives us some potential hidden resistance up at the 1272. That's 442 on the S&P, or the spiders. And up here at the 1618 at the $447 level. So how do I want to trade this? Well, I would prefer to trade off of the moving averages. At the same time, what can happen is my price action can stay up here. I've got a strong level of support at the window. So I'll be looking kind of intraday for any kind of a pullback into that area, or a pullback into the breakout at 437. for a potential trade to the upside on the S&P, on the spiders in this case. Qs, similar type situation. Qs also breaking out very nicely. We can do the same type of thing with the Qs. This was actually, the Qs gave us a really good signal on Monday, but you had to be really geared and ready. One of the things, and I encourage you, join the BAM, the Bay Area Money Makers, and then you can then access the candlestick training that I did on Tuesday, because this is a classic, what we see here. We have a hammer, followed by a follow-through day. And as I looked yesterday, the Investor Business Daily was still showing us uptrend under pressure. This may be the follow-through day that takes us to higher levels. And so it is maybe a time to start jumping into the market. Again, and analyze it the same way as we did the S&P. Draw your lines in here. Let me grab that. Oh, not there, silly. So draw another one in there. There we go. And I didn't get exactly where I wanted it. Remove that one. But approximately right there is where we have a level of support. You can also, if you want a stronger level of support, let me modify that in just a moment, is while you can take it to the top of the top of the candlestick, you can also use just the body. The body of the candlestick is actually a stronger level of support or resistance. And so as you see, what level is that? That's about the 364 level. So watch for like any other breakout. If you don't catch the breakout on the buy, watch for a pullback, because 65 to 70% of all breakouts result in a pullback towards the breakout area. So that's, I'm liking this again to the upside. The only aspect that I'm I won't say overly concerned about, but the volume is a little bit waning. But again, we're pushing on up the new highs. You have to respect the new highs. Lay on a Fibonacci from the high to the low here to get your upside hidden level of resistance where the target could be. Last but not least, the red-headed stepchildren amongst the indexes, which of course is the IWM. IWM got a great rebound on, again, Monday, but then sold off very significantly. I am watching for it to make a stand. This may be it. Oftentimes what will happen, you'll get a push up to a break through these lower levels of resistance, push up higher, then a fall back. And I want to be paying attention to what's this reaction move? Where's the reaction move going to go to? Excuse me. And as you see, we get a nice hammer today, not really a huge downtrend to reverse, but buyers did come in. And so if this turns out to be a higher low, then we want to be looking at jumping on some kind of a trade with IWM, either calls to the upside, sell some puts, or jump on TNA to the upside. Guys, that's what I've got going. I'll just throw out, excuse me, on the IWM on the weekly chart. This is it is almost what's called a piercing line, which is a bullish reversal signal. It needs to bump up just a taste, but that is looking very strong to the strong to the upside, perhaps. The other thing that I'm looking at is on my True Strength Index, my TSI. We may be reversing here. If the absolute, we know things are back in gear, is when the TSI reverses, takes out that trend line right there, which shows that momentum is now shifted long-term up to the upside. Okay, gentlemen, what do you think?
I like what you say. I agree with it. If you're not in positions, I think it's kind of a squirrely time to try to find them. They're hard to
Right on.
find and things are a bit extended. I would wait for pullbacks in what I'm following to look for entry points. I remain bullish long term, going out a few days to a few weeks. I remain very bullish,
Okay.
but nothing's set up for real entries yet for me.
And so, okay, Neil?
Yeah, this week was kind of interesting. All my system signals as of last Friday were pointing down, and then this week looks like we are having some reversal. It was interesting week, but remains to be seen.
Okay. Yeah, me too. I mean, it was basically when I was not overly, but I was bearish on Friday, expecting the pullback to continue.
Right.
And then Monday turned out to be both it wasn't a full-blown capitulation day, but it was a drop to the downside, found support, and bounced really, really fast. So that's showing you that there is interest in buying the stock market. And we're seeing a lot of next week. You need to keep keeping our eye on the ball next week. A lot of the FANG stocks have earnings next week, and so next week could be a really very interesting week. We got Apple, we've got Google, we've got several of them having earnings. Yeah, Steve.
I was like you. I was very negative on Friday.
Yeah.
And in fact, I gotten down to the lowest level in my open positions in my portfolio in a long time. On Monday, I completely reversed that. And by Monday and Tuesday, I was 100% invested.
That's
after
awesome.
Being nearly 75, 80% out of the game.
Yeah. Okay, gentlemen. I remember we have two things to be talking about. One, I want you to show me the stocks that you're looking at for next week or potentially next week. And then also your last great trade. IPR.
Yeah, I had IPR.
And that is up, Anil?
Yeah, that's looking good. My system picked it up a week ago, and I think it's still good. And I usually try and pick stocks that are not broken out.
Okay.
The uptrend has started, and this looks good.
Okay. Now you're going to wait for a little bit of a pullback, or are you going to buy it here?
Now buy it right here.
Okay. And stop loss just down below the swing low? Or
Yep, about roughly 4% or swing low you can.
Okay. Now your latest greatest trade.
My latest greatest trade, actually, I'm following the other system, as I said, Wall Street IO. And it's not actually on our list, but it was Apple that we were able to pick up precisely at the turnaround at around 121 or something.
So down here.
Yeah, and it's doing good.
Okay. And so now that's kind of interesting. I know you trade your specific Delaware system, but then also you're looking at other areas to get in. So you're currently in Apple?
Yes.
And that looks like that's a long time. If you got in here, what was your trigger to get in down here?
That's as I said, the Wall Street IO system has their thing based on Heikin-Ashi charts.
Right.
And MACD both, and they were both saying go.
They were both saying go. I bet you got in about May 19th.
Yeah, something like that, wherever it's 122 or something, 121.
Yeah, right there. That's a nice signal. Cool. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Steve.
I don't have anything specifically today. There are a couple of things I'm looking at for a trade possibly next week. Okay, Lemonade is one of them. It started to uptrend off the bottom back in a month and a half ago.
Okay.
Had a nice pullback, and I think we're getting ready to go. MACD, not MACD, but momentum stick to the upside.
Okay.
I'm waiting for price action to signal an entry for me. As soon as that occurs, it could occur on Monday. It may take longer, but it's one I'm stalking, one I'm watching very carefully for a trade. And I believe earnings is close by, so that depending on when the trigger comes in, I may or may not take it.
Okay. Make sure I'm looking at the right thing. So earnings kicked in. Yeah, earnings are coming up on. Right. 484 after the market.
We've got a little time, but it's getting close.
Now you're. I know which one you're going to pick. Myrna, right?
That's my best trade. Yeah. But I was also in Apple, like Anil, and I've rolled it several times. I'm still in Apple, and that's a good trade. And the only reason it's not so much to brag. This was more a lucky pick than anything. It met the criteria. I happened to take it. I had no insight that it was going to run like it has.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know about that.
Yeah.
Let's see, but help me refresh my memory. Where did you get in?
Back in, I don't have the dates on your chart, so I can't remember. But it was after about 2 months ago when the double bottom got in. I don't know what that date is. Right where you're circling, to the right, to the right. Then off those lows to the right, just past earnings. Yeah, right in there on that. Okay. That green bar going up. That was my entry.
Yep.
And I've been in and out of it several times. And the main reason I brought it up for today is I end up rolling. I do option spreads.
Right.
Into this strength, I rolled up a position. Is my way to stay with the trade. Whenever I get about 80% of what I can make in a spread trade, I will roll it up. And today it's qualified for a roll up there.
Yep. Now this also has earnings coming up.
Coming up very soon. Yeah.
Yeah, very soon.
On the earnings, on the day of earnings, more than likely I will exit half the position and do a lotto ticket with the other half.
And so that is awesome. Yeah, Steve, on this one, you jumped on this one down here and just, what a pretty pattern, and what a great stock. And like you said, we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but But success leaves clues, and I want to throw something up here, and let's just take a real quick peek at this to find out. Okay, here was the move down from here to here. I'm going to throw on a Fibonacci. Okay.
Yeah.
So where did it go on the Fibonacci? Well, it went up to the right here, the 1618. Mm-hmm. That is, and then stalled right there and fell back down. Now it then bounced back up, and it finally hit the 200%, basically this is a 100% of the move, symmetric with this one down here. Hit that. What did it do? It stalled, pulled back down, and then away it went from there. The other side of that I just want to drop on people is, let me remove that drawing, is let's take a peek at. Let's take a peek at one other trade. Let's take a peek from, no, I want to do that. Let's see here. So there, I'm going to bring it back over to this move down to there. And that's another one. Look at that, 1618. Now this is comparing it with this symmetric move. Oftentimes in stocks, they repeat themselves. Right. And that's exactly what happened there. Also,
and we're right at target right now.
We're right at target. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's too much. And if I pop that up, this is just taking this symmetric move from here to the first pullback. Look what happens. It gets to the 78% retracement there. Gaps above the 100, and as soon as that gap up above the 100, that's telling you that watch out, this is a strong mover, and this could continue on and hit 200+%. Darn good trade. So, okay, let's jump over to my pick that I'm looking at for the week is deer. I've been looking at deer, trading deer for quite some time. Here's what I like about deer. One, I'm not too crazy about its fundamentals, but however, what I'm looking at is it has earnings. So I would be trading this simply as an earnings trade. 820 is when earnings, expecting if we break out above this high right here, that we're probably going to go on up to at least the next high, which is about $10 to $15 up. And I'll do either buy the stock itself or do some kind of a spread. That way I would be able to capture that move up prior to earnings. So that's one that that's my pick for the week. Again, it's if I have a stable of stocks that are my earnings stocks. Some of you are, premium members are very well aware of that, and they are a great place to look for potential trades on a recurring basis. If you're really, really busy, you don't have to worry about trying to go out there and search for stocks. They're already contained in the thoroughbreds are already in the corral. And so
to add something, Dennis, deer has a very good narrative to it. It's not merely an attractor company. It's really a tech play. They're very much into artificial intelligence and robotic farming. The future of ag centers around deer, and that's in that long term you want to be in this trade.
And so I agree wholeheartedly. And it's in not the it has an okay looking pattern, but hey, so that's what I've got. And let's find it. My last best trade was this week. And I had a couple of them, and I'll just flash those up there really quick. One of them is Futu. Now, what made Futu good is we picked it up. We bought it first at the beginning of the week here at about 129, and it ran up to 147. We exited part of that position here, put a stop loss on it at break even once we hit our T1. So that was one great move. Yeah, I would have liked for it to continue to break on out, but we picked up 11% on it in like 3 days. And the other one, what's that, Steve?
Beautiful.
And then the other one is I'm still in this one, RBLB. I've traded it multiple times this year so far. And where did we get on this one? We got into this one at $63.77, right there off the 34-day moving average. It also has run up, hit its target T1. And so now this trade to me is a free trade because the rest of the trade is break even. But we've already raked in some profit. Profits are off the table. And that's what we did with the autopilot trading system. And so anyway, there's my two last best trades.
Wonderful. Good trades.
Guys,
tell me one more time Steve's pick for this week. I did not write it down.
Lemonade, LMND.
LMND. Okay, thank you.
Cool.
It's coming up. It's not a trade right now, but I think it will be an entry next week.
Okay, thank you.
And so now, okay, let's go ahead and just, that basically finishes up for today, guys. I'm really, really pleased. I'm so thankful that Steve and Anil join us and we get to chat through and talk through these things. Hopefully you're getting some benefit from those. If you have any questions, please drop me a note, send me an email, ask the question. Also, if you would like to, if you're joining us on YouTube, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell to be reminded when we do post new stuff. The last post I made, I do have it posted now, part number 2, in Eric Golub, his interview that I did, that he did with us on how he hits 100% return in multiple years in a row using the active trend trading system. And so, hey, if you're not a top 5 person, you should be an autopilot top 5 combo person, to be really honest. Say you get your pre-flight checklist beginning of the week, not at the beginning of the week, over the weekend. You can, if you trade the Thinkorswim platform or a platform that allows it, you can put conditional orders in right off, on Saturday and Sunday, and then it's literally fire and forget from there. Because you always designate your profit targets and your stop loss, so you want to engage your autopilot. Regularly it's $79.99 a month, but limit time $19.99 for the single autopilot top 5. But get a better deal with the combo. You really do. There is the place, activetrendtrading.com/autopilot. Try it out for a month or a couple of months, and then see if it fits into your schedule. It was designed for people who are working full time, so they can put in their trades and parallel trade with us on weekends. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for today. It was a good session. 2021, I'm still looking for consistent and disciplined wealth building. And if I seemed a little bit over the top when we first started off with this, I want to encourage everybody, if you're searching for the holy grail of trading, I want you to know that you won't find it out there. You will find it and instill it in yourself, because that's where basically the holy grail takes root and generates as you become a master trader. I see Joe Grunder there. Joe, how you doing? Trader Joe. So that's basically what we have. Keep growing the egg, trade well, prosper. Premium members will be up at the top of the hour for the final hour of this week. And again, from our house to yours, aloha, trade well, prosper. Start building now. It's never too late to start generating wealth. Mahalo. God bless. Stephen and Anil, bless you both. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care, guys. There you go.